Shiva replies, Radiant One, this experience may dawn between two breaths. After breath comes in, down, and just before turning up, out, the beneficence. As breath turns from down to up, and again as breath curves from up to down, through both these turns, realize. Or, whenever in-breath and out-breath fuse, at this instant touch the energy-less, energy-filled center. Or, when breath is all out, up, and stopped of itself, or all in, down, and stopped, in such universal pause, one's small self vanishes. This is difficult only for the impure.
Truth is always here. It is already the case. It is not something to be achieved in future. You are the truth, just here and now. So it is not something which is to be created, or something which is to be desired, or something which is to be sought. Understand this very clearly, then these techniques will be easy to understand and also to do. Mind is a mechanism of desiring. Mind is always in desire, seeking something, asking something. Always the object is in the future. Mind is not concerned with the present at all. This very moment, mind cannot move. There is no space. So mind needs future to move. It can move either in the past or in the future. It cannot move in the present. There is no space. And the truth is in the present. And mind always in the future or in the past. So there is no meeting between mind and truth. When mind is seeking worldly objects, it is not so difficult. The problem is not absurd. It can be solved. But when the mind starts seeking the truth, then the very effort becomes nonsense. Because the truth is here and now, and mind is always then and there. There is no meeting. So understand the first thing, you cannot seek truth. You can find it, but you cannot seek it. The very seeking is the hindrance. The moment you start seeking, you have moved away from the present, away from yourself. Because you are always in the present. The seeker is always in the present, and the seeking in the future. You are never going to meet whatsoever you are seeking. Lao Tzu says, seek not, otherwise you will miss. Seek not and find. Don't seek and find. All these techniques of Shiva are simply turning the mind from the future or from the past to the present. That which you are seeking is already there. It is the case already. So mind has to be turned from seeking to non-seeking. It is difficult. If you think it intellectually, it is very difficult. How to turn the mind from seeking to non-seeking? Because then the mind makes non-seeking itself the object. Then the mind said, don't seek. Then the mind says, I should not seek. Then the mind says, no, non-seeking is my object. Now I desire the state of desirelessness. The seeking has entered again. The desire has come again. Through the back door. That's why there are people who are seeking worldly objects, and there are people who think they are seeking non-worldly objects. All objects are worldly. Because seeking is the world. So you cannot seek anything non-worldly. The moment you seek, it becomes the world. If you are seeking God, your God is part of the world. If you are seeking moksha, nirvana, liberation, your liberation is part of the world. Your liberation is not something transcending the world, because seeking is the world, desiring is the world. So you cannot desire nirvana. You cannot desire non-desire. So if you try to understand intellectually, it will become a puzzle. Shiva says nothing about it. He immediately proceeds to give techniques. They are non-intellectual. He doesn't say to Devi that the truth is here. Don't seek it, and you will find it. He immediately gives techniques. Those techniques are non-intellectual. Do them and the mind turns. The turning is just a consequence, just a byproduct, not an object. The turning is just a byproduct. If you do the technique, your mind will turn from its journey into the future or into the past. Suddenly you will find yourself in the present. That's why Buddha has given techniques. Lao Tse has given techniques. Krishna has given techniques. But they always introduce their techniques with intellectual concepts. Only Shiva is different. He gives immediately techniques with no intellectual understanding, no intellectual introduction. Because he knows the mind is tricky, the most cunning thing possible. It can turn anything into a problem. Non-seeking will become the problem. There are people who come to me and they say, how not to desire? They are desiring non-desire. Somebody has said them, or somewhere they have read, or they have heard spiritual gossip, that if you don't desire, you will reach bliss. If you don't desire, you will be free. If you don't desire, there will be no suffering. Now their mind hankers to attain that state where there is no suffering. So they say, how not to desire? Their mind is playing tricks. They are still desiring. Now only the object has changed. They were desiring money. They were desiring fame. They were desiring prestige. They were desiring power. Now they are desiring non-desire. Only the object has changed, and they remain the same, and the desire remains the same. But now the desire has become more deceptive. Because of this, Shiva proceeds immediately, with no introduction whatsoever. He immediately starts talking about techniques. Those techniques, if followed, suddenly turn your mind. It comes to the present. And when the mind comes to the present, it stops. It is no more. You cannot be a mind in the present. That is impossible. Just now, if you are here and now, how you can be a mind? Thoughts cease, because they cannot move. Present has no space to move. You cannot think. If you are in this very moment, how you can move? Mind stops. You attend to no mind. So the real thing is how to be here and now. You can try, but effort may prove futile. Because if you make it a point to be in the present, then this point has moved into the future. You ask how to be in the present. Again you are asking about the future. This moment is passing in the inquiry how to be present, how to be here and now. This present moment is passing in the inquiry, and your mind will begin to web, create dreams in the future. Someday you will be in a state of mind when there is no movement, no motive, no seeking, and then there is bliss. So how to be in the present? Shiva doesn't talk anything about it. He simply gives a technique. You do it, and suddenly you find you are here and now. And your being here and now is the truth. And your being here and now is the freedom. And your being here and now is the nirvana. The first 9 techniques, they are concerning breathing. So let us understand something about breathing, and then we proceed to the techniques. We are breathing continuously from the moment of birth to the moment of death. Everything changes. Between these 2 points, everything changes. Nothing remains the same. Only breathing is a constant thing. Between birth and death, the child will become young, the youth will become old, you will be diseased, body will become ugly, ill. Everything will change. You will be happy, unhappy, in suffering. Everything will go on changing. But whatsoever happens between these 2 points, you must breathe. Whether happy or unhappy, young or old, successful or unsuccessful, whatsoever you are, it is irrelevant. One thing is certain. Between these 2 points of birth and death, you must breathe. breathing will be a continuous flow. No gap is possible. If even for a single moment you forget to breathe, you will be no more. That's why you are not required to breathe, because then it will be difficult. Someone may forget to breathe for a single moment, and then nothing can be done. So really you are not breathing because you are not needed. You are fast asleep and breathing goes on. You are unconscious and breathing goes on. You are in a deep coma and breathing goes on. You are not required. Breathing is something which goes on in spite of you. It is one of the constant factors in your personality. First thing. Something which is very essential and basic to life. Second thing. You cannot be alive without breath. So breath and life have become synonymous. Breathing is the mechanism of life. Life is deeply related with breathing. That's why in India we call it prana. We have given one word for both. Prana means the vitality, the aliveness. So your life is your breath. Thirdly, your breath is a bridge between you and your body. Constantly, breath is bridging you to your body, connecting you, relating you to the body. Not only with the body your breath is a bridge, it is also a bridge between you and the universe. Body is just universe which has come to you, nearer to you. Your body is part of the universe. Everything in the body is part of the universe. Every particle, every cell. It is the nearest approach to the universe. Your body is the nearest approach to the universe. Breath is the bridge. If the bridge is broken, you are no more in the body. If the bridge is broken, you are no more in the universe. You move into some unknown dimension. You cannot be found then in space and time. So thirdly, breath is also the bridge between you and space and time. Breath, therefore, becomes very significant, the most significant thing. So the first 9 techniques are concerning breath. If you can do something with breath, you will suddenly turn to the present. If you can do something with breath, you will attain to the source of life. If you can do something with breath, you can transcend time and space. If you do something with breath, you will be in the world and also beyond it. Breath has 2 points. One, where it is touching the body and the universe.